So what is tiger advance? Generally speaking, it refers to the rotation of the hips from side to side.
I have been going on and on about this tiger advance
because we are about to see a really interesting phenomenon. I will play a video for you right now. We all know that Dongquan or crouching fist is powered by the hips. It is even written in the old martial arts manuals. The Dongquan is a hip strike. But why is it that our Dongquan always fails to penetrate the opponent's defense or knock them off balance? If you just look at it, the power from the hips is immense. Let me show you a video. Look, this was during one of our classes in Fujian with one of the guys there. I was bracing his hip, but with just one shake of it, he sent me flying. So this tells us that the power from your hips is actually immense. For instance, if you just give someone a casual bump with your hip, even your own kid, if they happen to get in your way, you can send them flying with that one hit. The power from your hips is immense. So why is it that when we try to punch someone, we cannot move them? The moment they put up a defense, our punches just get stuck. So let us say someone's using a bent arm defense like you see in combat sports. Logically, if you were to hit someone's body with your hip, you should be able to send them flying. So logically, if you punch someone's arm block, you should still be able to send them flying. So why cannot you get the power from your hips into your hands? Take a guess first. Let us see if anyone can figure it out. That is right. I can tell just by listening that you are one of our students. Do not let this young man's age fool you. We have only met a few times. But look how far he just sent me flying. You cannot fake this stuff. I almost twisted my own ankle. Just look at how the camera moved. That is a distance of at least, 4 meters or so. Alright. Take a look at this picture. Whether you are throwing a beng quan or a zuan quan, as long as the hips rotate and move forward, the hands will inevitably follow and move forward as well. So when you are throwing a left beng quan right, your left hip has to move forward, and your hand has to move forward too, does not it? So what you all think is the right way to do it is in fact exactly what is wrong. So why is that? Well, if we look at it from a top-down perspective, take a look at this picture. When you are throwing a punch, if you look at it from above, it is just a circular motion. And as we all know, with a circular motion, if you are trying to swing in a circle and someone blocks you, you cannot get through. So when you are moving in a circular path to throw a punch, this is also why internal martial arts can fundamentally change the logic of modern combat. In the third book I wrote, I explained how their methods of generating power are completely different. I wrote a third book, but it is already sold out. All that is left is the accompanying video. You can click the link below. It is for the 3-hour video that came with the book. If your hips move forward and your hands move forward at the same time, well, from a top-down view, you are just making a circular motion, pivoting around your wrist and your head. When they block you, you cannot break through. You will never be able to strike their root. So, what is the right way to do it? I will just tell you straight up. Of course, there is no replay for this. You will only get a replay if you sign up for our $599 VIP membership. What should happen is as your hips move forward, your hands should lag slightly behind, drawing your body in.
My body is already in position, my weight has already shifted forward, and my head is still trailing behind. Then I unleash my power. The opponent.
And this principle is not just for Xingyi. I was talking with the Bati master from Taiwan, Master Huang, Hongxi. When we were talking, we were changing clothes. And he said, we do the same thing, hand back, body goes in first. I will explain why in a moment. Because if your hands move forward, or even just slightly forward, you are creating a circular motion. And a circular motion will always get jammed. Now, some of you might know that we have released a course before called The Human Body as a Precision Machine. And you will notice that in the process of gear engagement, if I move it forward a bit, one tooth interlocks with another. It is always a tooth fitting into a gap. They are inherently divided into yin and yang. It is impossible for two peaks to face each other or for two valleys to face each other. Do you see what I mean? So this is the wisdom of the ancients. It is what I mentioned. You cannot strike with both at the same time. And that includes the straight punch in modern combat sports. They call it kinetic chain power, which is not the same as the way we generate power in internal martial arts. I have explained this very clearly in my book. You can click the link for the section titled Yin no Kang, which means leading in to make the opponent's force miss its mark. So how do you lead in? You use your hands to guide them in, but your body is still charging forward. This also explains the same. Hitting someone should be like kissing them. A lot of people ask me, especially on forums like Zhihu, what is the biggest difference between Xingyi Kuan and Baji Kuan? The Xingyi Kuan practice today is often a blend with Baji, but it is definitely not about moving your hips forward. If your hand and the body move forward at the same time, that is what we call double weighting. Your hip goes forward, your hand goes forward, and that leads to the exact problem we just talked about. They will just block you. You cannot generate any power, and you cannot knock them back. And that is exactly what this picture is showing. Because if your hips and hands move forward at the same time, you are just going to get pushed right back. So why are Tai Chi and Xingyi called internal martial arts? It is because they absolutely require the principle of hand back, body in. That is why they say a master strike feels like a kiss. But in Baji, it is still a simultaneous movement. Hips forward, hands forward, hips forward, hands forward. This principle was discovered right from the inception of Xingyi Quan, and it is also the case in Tai Chi. In Tai Chi, as the hand pulls back, the hip and the body must move forward. So that is the biggest difference between them. And once you have mastered this leg, you will find that is where the fun begins. So, with this simple process of leading in and letting their force fall into emptiness, you can send someone flying with just one bump. So take a look at this video. I'm not sure if it is me hitting a student or the student hitting me. I did not label it. See, I just do something like this, and my body's momentum is already in. One bump. and they are sent flying. Of course, this is not just about me having more skill and bumping into my students. I can also show you what it looks like when a student does it to me. In fact, it is something you can pick up right away and get results with just a little practice. So here is the explanation. A lot of people might say this is just an explanation, but when you are not attacking your opponent's center, it is bound to turn into a back and forth, turn-based exchange. Because their center of gravity is stable, they can block you and dissipate your force. So you are just trading blows back and forth. But the moment you pull your hand back as your body moves in, you will see that. In that split second, you have already secured your position. His rear hand cannot come out, because at that point, he's already lost his balance. I will cover that in the next video, and as you are striking, you get stuck. Let us replay that. And during that impact, there are actually two moments where he loses his balance. As my hand reaches in, he's off balance then. As I strike, he's off balance again. And in this whole sequence, it all happens in about 2 seconds. See that? The moment I made contact, he was already off balance by the time I pulled my hand back. He was already losing his balance again. So first loss of balance, then a second, and then another one when I make impact. So this is the most famous principle in Xing Yi Kuan, known as one hand controlling two hands. I often work with partners on this, and when I touch them, they will ask, will not their other hand just hit you? Because the moment I move, their lead hand is already off balance and their entire body follows suit. It is not just that he cannot throw his rear hand, he cannot even get his back leg to move. So why do we still need Baji Quan with its double force? Well, Baji Quan was established much earlier, but later on, some of its great masters also incorporated these principles. For example, in Taiwan, Baji Quan because Baji Quan was established earlier, like the early masters, Liu Qilan and Guo Yunshen were from Baji Quan. Oh, and stands for the fan badge. For instance, Liu Qilan and Guo Yunshen were martial brothers in Baji Quan. So after they learned the Xing Yi, they would integrate its techniques into their Baji practice. It is a process of integration. Martial arts styles are always merging. As the old masters used to say, the ultimate skill is to master all schools. Take the external martial arts, for example. Since they do not focus on attacking the center of gravity, they have to learn wrestling. So you see, it is all a process of integration.